Welcome everyone to this channel about SimCity BuildIt. In this video, we'll explore key strategies for mastering the contest of mayors and reaching the top positions in the leagues. Discover how to effectively prepare to excel in this challenge and ensure your success in the game. My name is Atlantis and I belong to the Isla Atlas Club. We begin. This is trick 151, the first trick about the contest of mayors. It is a trick a little bit long, but it is completely necessary. I will explain all the whys and wherefores. The contest of mayors is something that not everybody likes. But with it you can be really competitive in other facets of the game. For example, in Club War, in design, or in trains. The contest of mayors is also called CoM. It comes from the initials contest of mayors, and here, as in the trick of epic projects, it is worth stopping briefly to explain what it is. The contest of mayors has a lot of tricks, but of course, before starting other tricks, obviously more advanced tricks, you must know how to prepare this game mode, because it is just that, one more objective in the game. As a general rule, the contest of mayors have a duration of 5 days, actually a little more. And it usually starts on a Wednesday and ends the following Monday. You already know that you have to adapt it to your schedule. I always speak in Spanish Central European Time, CET. It depends if you are in England, America or Australia. To give 3 examples of different timetables, you just adapt slightly what I say. And just now I was saying that the CoM usually lasts 5 days because SimCity developers introduced in October 2022 some quick contest of mayors, which lasted 2 days or so, but with smaller prizes and quite a lot of attrition. But well, that's another thing. That said, as a general rule, from Wednesday to Monday. So in normal circumstances, from Monday to Wednesday, that is. In the interval where there is no contest of mayors, you should prepare yourself to do the next one with certain guarantees. First of all, in the contest of mayors, you always participate, whether you want to or not. You are automatically enrolled in a league with other cities with the same level of city experience as you. The mayor contest is enabled when you reach level 11 of city experience. If you get a relevant position in the league, you will move up in the type of league, and that league will give you better prizes, although obviously it will be somewhat more difficult. We will see the particularities because there are many tricks about this. There are 6 types of leagues, and you always start with the neighborhood league. If you move up, you can reach the Megalopolis League, the 6th, which is the one that is really interesting. Each league has some prizes and requirements for promotion or relegation, as if it were a soccer league. If you want to see a table with all the characteristics of each of the leagues, I leave you a link to the Isla Atlas Club, where you can see it very clearly. Then, the first thing to do is to focus on moving up to the Megalopolis League, which takes 6 weeks once you reach level 11 of experience in the city. So you have time to try this trick and get familiar with the contest of mayors. What does the contest of mayors consist of briefly? Simply doing tasks. Depending on the task you do, whether it is more or less difficult, you will get points for it, which in general are between 600 and 3600 points per task. Depending on the league you are in, neighborhood, suburban, local, urban, metropolitan, or megalopolis, you will be able to do a certain number of tasks. I recommend the complete Isla Atlas Club guide to learn how to play the contest of mayors. There you will find what it is, how to do it, details of the leagues, characteristics, tables, and much more. Here is just an introduction to do the trick. Well, depending on the total number of points you score, which are called plum bob points, you will be in one position or another always among 100 gamers, and depending on the position, you will get some prizes or others. The table of prizes can also be seen in the table that I indicated and that I leave in the description of the video. We already know that you have to earn plum bob points and that these points are given to you for performing tasks. What kind of tasks are done in the contest of mayors? Well, there are all kinds, from getting a certain number of simoleons to producing, 8 tables, or performing a certain number of war attacks. The important thing is that the task will depend on your city. If you don't have Club War enabled, it won't ask you to launch an attack as a task, just as if you don't have epic projects enabled. It won't ask you to make a certain number of epic points. There are simple tasks, others are difficult, it will depend a lot on the level, the league you are in, and many other things. But let's take it step by step. The experience of the game gives you a lot when it comes to winning. And what I try is that you don't have to go through that to win. That's why this trick is important. And that's why I do this preamble to the trick itself. What tasks are there? And which tasks do I want to do and which ones don't I want to do? To answer the question, I am going to give you some examples of tasks that you will find, and so I can tell you a little bit what interests you and what does not interest you so much. There are tasks. For example, the task of getting a certain number of simoleons. There is also the task of upgrading a certain number of residential buildings, or producing and collecting a certain number of raw materials, what factories produce, or producing and collecting a certain number of finished products, what commercial buildings produce. There is also the task of expanding land or expanding storage, the task of making shipments by ship, earning golden keys, or the task of launching a certain number of VU disasters. Anyway, there are more types, many more. You will see them. Although it is a basic trick, this is not only intended for people who have only been playing for a short time, but also for experienced people who want to check if they have missed something in the contest of mayors. So I will try to speak as much as possible to both people. So answering the previous question of what tasks I am interested in doing. Simply at this level, I understand that if you see this trick you are most likely at a low level. Do as many tasks as you can. Obviously the more points you get with the task the better, but I think that at this level it is important to add up. Later there will come additional tricks in which I will tell you to do the tasks that give you more points, but for the moment, and until you reach Megalopolis, don't worry too much about what points each task gives you. Do as many as you can. Now finally, how do you prepare for the contest of mayors to be successful? Well, starting Monday you must get things you need to finish the tasks. Note that I don't tell you at any time to buy everything you get, because you don't really need that. What you need is to understand that from Wednesday you are not going to do things for your city, but you are going to do things to advance in the contest of mayors. You have to change your mentality. Until now you did the things that you wanted to do just like that. Now change the chip and think that this is going to be the other way around. Look, in the end, everything you do is going to be for the improvement of your city, so everything will be for your benefit. Once you know this, now for the more concrete things you need to prepare the CoM. 1. You must have storage slots available. It's not that you need half of your storage free, but don't saturate it either. Leave some margin, because when it's time to collect products from commercial buildings or raw materials from factories, you will need the space. 2. You must have as many slots as possible in your trade depot. I am not talking about the storage. Pay attention to this. I am talking about the slots needed to sell products in the market. It is important to have a good trade depot capacity. And these can only be obtained with SimCash. I advise you to see the trick 211, which is a medium trick that talks about what you must invest the SimCash in. 3. You must have VU items reserved because you will need to perform tasks of unlocking disasters, since with them, not only it manages to complete this task, but it opens the possibility to do other tasks. For example, the one of repairing red helmets or the one of getting golden keys. 4. You must have basic intermediary products to recover red hulls. I'm talking about products like nails, planks, hammers, measuring tape, vegetables, grass, in a quantity suitable for the league you are in and the number of tasks you can do. So I would talk about no less than 15 or 20 nails, 10 planks, 10 hammers, 10 measuring tapes, 10 vegetables, and so on, with all the intermediary products. As soon as you start doing the contest, you will know which ones I mean. 5. Have, likewise, raw materials in reasonable numbers, but only those that you cannot find at the global trade headquarters. Metal, wood, mineral, sugar and spices, glass, chips, even plastic, all of these are surplus to requirements. But keep an adequate number of seeds, chemicals, textiles, and feed. 6. Get rid of all those products that you can easily find in the global market. You should not have them taking up space and hindering the maneuverability of your storage. Now, I am not talking about raw materials, as I said in the previous point. I am talking about products such as hamburgers, fries, raw materials from the regions, and all those that are easy to find in the global market. 7. Do not leave the commercial buildings or factories in production once the contest of mayors has started, because in case you get a task to produce, which are very common, you will have to wait until it ends to start producing what the task asks for, and this makes you lose a lot of time. 8. Have money available, and I am talking about coins, simoleons. The Sim Cash are also very important in the contest of mayors, but as long as you are in Megalopolis, so it is not a priority in this trick tutorial, to call it in a more correct way. It won't be difficult for you to have simoleons if you have seen the trick 111. There are more things to consider, but in order not to overwhelm more the mayors that see the video that are less experienced, and because some of them already enter in other categories of tricks, I do not tell you more options to prepare the CoM for the moment. Did you like this complete trick on how to start the contest of mayors? Before I finish this video, I'll give you some more tips. Give me a like if you liked it. Subscribe to the channel and hit the little bell to be notified when I upload a new video. And remember that if you want to send your design challenge photo to be placed in a video on the channel, you can do so by following the instructions in the link I leave in the video description. Let me also remind you of two important things about the channel. The first one is the Discord group, where you will be able to communicate with other SimCity BuildIt gamers, tell your progress and countless advantages with others like you. And the second thing I wanted to remind you is that if you become an exclusive member of the YouTube channel, you will be able to access to expert videos and 5 more advantages. I leave you all the links in the description. Now, I'm going to give you is a very important tip. Check the trick to grow, the trick 141. If you have not seen it, do not start the contest of mayors until you see it. Because if you do many tasks to improve residential, you will increase the experience of your city. And it is important that you see the damages that this can bring you. Be sure that if you do all this that I have detailed in this trick, you will be able to ascend to Megalopolis without problem, and I hope that you do it in 6 weeks. Normally, to move up, you must be among the top 30 in the 2 lowest leagues, among the top 20 in the next 2, and among the top 10 in Metropolitan, to finally move up to the Megalopolis League, from where you must not go down. All this is a trick, because not everyone knows how to complete the contest of mayors. And from here on, everything that comes out in the channel about the CoM, a contest of mayors, will be very good tricks to achieve the maximum. And together with this trick, you will always reach the first places in the Megalopolis League. Don't miss them. I leave you with the design of one of you. See you at SCBI. Greetings to all.